Hello and welcome. My name is Rev Bowen of Simply Waldorf. In this video, I'll be presenting a language arts lesson. The language arts rhythm is a 3-day rhythm. On the first day, there is a story. On the second day, we do an artistic activity, often a drawing. And on the third day, we pull the more academic reading and writing type of lesson from the story and the artistic process that we went through. This lesson comes from a story called The Dog and Its Reflection, which is a fable lesson normally. Nevertheless, you can see how the lesson is pulled out of the story. I hope you will check out the free story lesson presentation I have offered, and then you'll see how this fits into it. I've also provided additional resources below in the description section, and these will help you to prepare and present such a language arts lesson yourself to your students. We've heard the story twice because this is the third day of the 3-day rhythm for a language arts lesson. So we heard the story on the first day, we reviewed it, we did a drawing, we heard it again. Now here on the third day, let me go through that again. The first day we hear the story at the end of main lesson. The second day we review the story to wake it up. Then we did the drawing. And that review could have been any of those artistic activities: drawing, modeling, writing a poem, putting that to music, acting it out, fill in the blank type of retelling review. There's many ways to do it. Those are the primary ways. Okay, no matter what they did, we led them through a drawing on the second day. Then they heard the story at the end of the lesson again. Now on the third day, they need to review it again using hopefully a different artistic activity. This really deepens their work with it, their understanding, grows their memory forces, re-enlivens it even better. And so now on the third day, we're ready for more of the academic lesson, the writing. And so I'm going to pull out of it something from the story, where I said in the story, the dog looked into the pool and saw his reflection. And then the dog wanted the other dog's food. So that's just a little phrase that in looking ahead, or even after the fact, I could pull it out, but I need to find something that's really noticeable and clear in the story that we're going to write. And that's what we're going to write. The dog wanted the other dog's food. And this is a fun story for kids because they know something more than or better than one of the characters. They know that the dog is being foolish. So for writing in first grade, I'm going to use the mama side of the block crayon, this middle side, not the corner, not the long side, the middle one. And I'm going to create nice straight lines as horizontal as I can. That's a little bit crooked, so I'll try to straighten the next one up. And this is just a good exercise for the children as well, because drawing a horizontal line, nice and straight and flat, that's its own exercise. As you can see, we can always use practice. And now that I've done it, I can begin writing. And you work with your child however he or she needs it. It may be that your child needs to copy letter by letter, or perhaps your student can copy word by word, or perhaps line by line. You have to determine that. And I'm going to do something where I put a little red dot between the words. I call them the strawberries. They're just there to remind the children to add the proper spacing between the words. So, the dog wanted the other dog's food. How I write, the care and pace that I use will affect the children. I'm not saying that they'll always match us perfectly with their imitation, but we need to give them the best possible opportunity with what we offer them to model. And I may ask them from time to time, now, what was that sentence again? Oh yeah, the dog wanted the other dog's food. The dog wanted So in first grade, we start, and maybe by the end of first grades, you might be able to introduce lowercase letters. I don't worry about that. I want them to feel completely confident with the uppercase letters. And I want them to be writing and then reading what they've written. And some people could say that, well, what if they just know, because you've repeated it so many times, they know the story, you've repeated it so many times, that the dog wanted the other dog's food, but they're not really reading. Now, here is something we need to understand. The child may not be decoding. In other words, if they were to encounter these letters in this way, these words and letters in this way, without knowing it, could they sound out or recognize other? That's decoding. It's like a code, and they figure it out. They decode what they see. And some children may not be doing that. They may be simply associating the groupings of letters with words that they know from a phrase. The dog wanted the other dog's food. And if that's all they're doing, it's okay. It's a good, solid first step into reading. The fact that they recognize words as letter groupings, and that they're starting to begin the process of reading left to right, and that they're feeling confident and good about what they're doing, that's a first step. Certainly, the reason we're finding the letters and finding words and doing these things with them in language arts lessons is to help them come to the point of decoding, of true reading. But this is a great first step. If all they're doing is reciting what they said, what they know, with the word groupings, the dog wanted the other dog's food, it's a solid first step. So we don't need to worry about where they are in their reading development. And that's a solid lesson. Story, picture, writing, and reading what we've written. Now let's take a look at a math lesson out of the same story. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Now you can see how a language arts lesson can be pulled out of a story. And so we're able to build our whole lesson out of those imaginations. Therefore, the student is more connected, more involved, and just feels better, feels more interested in what we're doing when we derive our lessons in this way. If you have not already seen the free math lesson, please look in the description below for that companion lesson, which is also pulled out of the same story. Please visit our website at simplywaldorf.com, where we provide you additional resources to help simplify your Waldorf homeschooling experience.